the East Coast, and my mom, she likes to kind of like keep me in the loop about people I grew up with to make me feel bad about myself. So she'll tell me like when people are buying houses and having kids and stuff like that. And the other day she was like, you know, Melanie Guerrieri is your age, and she has 3 kids. I'm like, that's the 3rd worst thing I've ever heard about Melanie Guerrieri. She's like, what about Katie Weisberg? She's your age, and her husband are trying. I'm like, Mom, you know that trying just means that she's having sex over and over again? And she's still not pregnant? Good news, Mom, I've been trying for like 15 years. I'm trying harder than anyone that we know. My relationship with my mom is kind of like my relationship with tequila. Because I'm always like, you know what, this time it's going to be different. It's wronged me in the past, but this is going to be the time where it makes me feel better. But it never does. Never did. Every time I talk to my mom, I just end up like flashing random strangers and crying and throwing up in the street. It's the weirdest thing. So here's the deal with Alexis commercials. It's the same every Christmas. A guy buys a girl a Lexus, and she gives the reaction that's like, oh my God. That was so nice. Thank you so much. Let's go inside, it's cold. It's ridiculous. But I think what should actually happen is, okay, so they should have 2 versions of the commercial. They should have the version where it's obvious that the couple's just dating, you know? So the guy buys the girl the Lexus. She opens her eyes, loses her shit, and is like, oh my God, you bought me a Lexus! And then she should immediately go down on him right there. In the driveway. Right? Because that's not only fair, but that is appropriate. That would be a December to remember for everyone. But then they should have the other version of the commercial where it's a married couple. Same thing. I can say this because I'm married. But same thing. So, you know, the girl opens her eyes and she's like, wow, Alexis. So you just make these kind of decisions on your You can't take out the trash, but you found $50,000 to just throw out. My Subaru's fine. How much was that bow? That couldn't have been cheap. But the good thing about being a comedian and being in a relationship is I get to sort of like present things as jokes to him, even if I really want to nag him underneath. And so I like to just do these impressions and kind of mask what I want to say in the impressions. So I'll say to him, I'll be like, hey babe, what do you think of this Joan Rivers impression? Are you ready for this? Okay, your shirt is so wrinkled. It looks like Betty White is topless, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was reading this article, I picked up this magazine, I think it was like Glamour or Cosmo or something. And it said 33 things that your man wants you to try in the bedroom. And so I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, this has to be written by a woman. Because if it was written by a man, it would just be 3 things. It would just be stop cuddling, have a threesome, and anal sex. Those are the 3 things. And to me, on the last one, anal sex, okay, I feel... Hear me out. I feel the same way about anal sex as I do about dreadlocks on a white guy. Because, like, yeah, physically it's possible, but not for me.